Hi, Rob Allen here with Truck Mount Forums. And today's tip of the week, we're going to actually be talking about cat pumps. And actually pumps in general, but today specifically cat pumps and low pressure seals. A lot of times you develop problems with pumps over the years. They'll actually leak water or you'll lose pressure. And what I've noticed is, generally most of the time when they're leaking water by the machine, that's generally the low pressure seals that have gone bad. And if it's leaking or if it's not creating enough pressure for you, generally that's the high pressure seals. That's just a general rule. Now the kits come as a complete kit and you can use it that way and rebuild the whole thing. I just thought that might be a little overwhelming today. So today I want to show you how to replace the low pressure seals. And remember, a good indicator is that around your cat pump, if your cat pump is leaking water right around it, that's generally the low pressure seals. Alright, they usually come 3 to a pack depending on the size of the pump. And they're a little bit greasy, so I like to use some gloves. They come pretty lubricated. They also have a little indentation on one side of groove and not on the other side. That's important. I'll show you as we get into the pump. You're also going to more likely need a 6mm T-wrench hex tool. And I like to keep a little carpet awl so I can just kind of pick it out of there if it sticks to the ceramic plungers. Alright, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now before we get started, I want to mention there's actually 2 parts to the pump. You notice the blue body part, and over here and there you have the brass pumping section. Now, all we're going to be actually doing is just separating these 2 to get to the low pressure valves. Now, before we do that though, you notice you have your little Allen screws here. There's actually 8 of them. And I've already pre-loosened 7 of them. But I wanted to show you that I use a T-wrench, and the reason I do is because sometimes you have to get a handle on both sides and snap them loose. Well, that's how I do the last one here. That's what I'm talking about. Hear it snap? Okay. So you don't want to strip those out, you just want to be careful. So if you got the right tools, I use a Craftsman 6mm, it makes a big difference. Alright, let's go ahead now and take these on out of there. I like to work with 2 different towels. I'll have one towel that I can clean items with, another one I can lay the items sorted on there exactly the way I took it apart. That's really important. Even though this is a simple procedure, it's still a good idea to line things up properly when you take it apart. Alright, now that we've removed all of our hex screws, let's go ahead now and separate this part right here from the body. Now, let's move it around a little bit, see if it'll break loose. Kind of pull towards you. If it doesn't want to break loose and it's been on for a while, you can actually take a rubber mallet and gently tap it to break it loose. But never hit on it with a regular hammer and never beat on it hard. Just be very gentle with it, it'll actually come out of there. Notice how it's starting to separate right now. Alright, now as you remove this, you might notice on here some black residue from the old seals. So I recommend cleaning that. What I like to use is some 4 grit steel wool. Gently work that around it and get it off of there. These are made of ceramic, so you're really not going to hurt it, but you still want to use fine grit steel wool. And then a little bit of solvent cleaner if you like, or alcohol. Get all that off there, get it nice and smooth. Take your time, no real big rush. It's so easy to do all this work, you might as well take your time and do a good job. Get all that residue over here because you don't want to ruin or damage the new seals that you're installing. So you want it nice and smooth. Okay. That does it. Now let's take a look at the seals. Okay, now that we've cleaned the ceramic plungers, let's go ahead and move on to the low pressure seals. You'll notice right away this one's already damaged. See the piece hanging right there? And these are also worn in here prematurely due to the fact it was ran without water for an extended period of time. Always make sure you have water going to your pump. It's really important. This is what will happen. Now, some people use a carpet awl and pop these out. I like to just use my same 6mm. That's how I pop that out of there. Get the other one, do the same thing. They easily come out that way. Now remember which way they go. Remember, you want the groove facing you. That's really important, facing towards the machine. Now, take the new ones, just press it right into place. Make sure you get it nice and flush. Try to get them set in there. You want to make sure they're nice and even. Take both hands and work them gently in there. There we go. Get them down there nice and flush. And even. And then, so you got your groove spacing upward, and and you go ahead and slide it right on top of the pump, as we'll show you right now. Okay, it's easy as that. Alright, now that it's all assembled, all you need to do is put your Allen screws back in. Just remember, don't oversnug them. I hope you enjoyed this tip. Rob Allen signing out. Have yourself a great day.